Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's live stream of our homebrew D&D campaign, The Darkness of Amon'Gul, a high fantasy campaign set in the continent of Creydor. We are the Conduits of Chaos, a bunch of D&D and gaming enthusiasts from Wales, and in tonight's episode, we'll rejoin our adventurers as they find themselves back in the material plane. It's been a little while. But before we crack into tonight's session and the recap, just a quick thank you as always to all of our supporters. If you are new to the channel or just tuning in, please check out all of our past episodes, all available on our Twitch and YouTube channels. And links are all in the channel description below. If you like what you see, please do consider hitting that subscribe button while you are there. So we'll head over to the table. How does it feel, everyone, being back in the material plane after a bit of a detour in another realm? Nice. In those murky waters. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm just moving something yet. Okay, and also welcome back, Broderson. We killed your character off. I say we. Drent killed your character off last session, so. I was gonna say, didn't know how deep the lake was as he was drowning him. But yeah, so welcome back. Nice to have you back. And be back to 5 adventurers for tonight's session. Probably could have used with it in the last session, in all honesty, as it was a bit of a brutal combat encounter, which saw a few people sort of go up and down a couple of times. So a few sore heads, I think, as you've come crashing into that lake as well. So I guess that does bring us on to the recap for last session then. I didn't get the chance to fully write this out, so if I've missed anything, please do feel free to chip in at the end. But yeah, at the start of the last session, you found yourselves embroiled in a battle far above the streets of the City of Fortunes, having just been ambushed by the hooded figure you had previously encountered, along with several spellcasters at the Eye of the Gods. Some of whom had dragged and stunned Olga through a portal before making a swift exit. It was a fairy. It was definitely, we're not in the Fae. It was a fairly brutal battle, as I mentioned, as you engaged with 2 dragonborn casters at the rear of the bridge that sort of appeared from nowhere, seemingly invisible, I guess. And the hooded human with 2 skeletal minions at the closer to the portal at the other edge of the bridge. You passed a series of blows. There's a lot of sort of lightning and fire streaked across the bridge. In my head, like, it was kind of that scene in oh god, how childish is this? But the scene in Sleeping Beauty where they're casting all their magic in the house and all the different colours are just flying out of the chimney. I'm just imagining, like, the onlookers just seeing all these flashes of fire and lightning on this bridge. I'm sure there's probably something more exciting than a Disney cartoon. But yeah, that's what popped into my head. But a quick move from Drent. I think you cast Unsettling Words or Hypnotic Pattern. It was one of those broken things that helped give you some breathing room against one of the Dragonborns at the rear. But this wasn't enough as a subsequent ice storm hurtled towards the centre of the group, striking you, Drent, and incapacitating you, as well as injuring Cathbad and a couple of others. But yeah, meanwhile, Broderson, who had charged up to strike the strike the human at the closer to the crystal. Yeah, you took a jolt of lightning to your body as he sort of disappeared and jumped off, disappear into another location, just to give himself, I guess, some distance between you and the group. But he left a static charge as he'd flashed away. So with 2 of the party members down, the situation was looking a bit dire, especially after a strange sustained ball of light as well, like a sun that was ready to explode, hovered over Brodeson's body near the portal. The Dragonborn mages towards the rear of the group were quite arrogant at this point, laughing at you at the prospect of your deaths, as the red-coloured Dragonborn at this point opened up a portal to let the remaining 2 finish the job. And then following that, you seem to somehow muster up a bit of strength as you manage to land some good repeated blows on the remaining 2, particularly the hooded human, who actually had to make an escape through the portal. And in doing so, that hovering ball of light exploded, releasing a huge explosion of energy and caused the crystal to start cracking, as that over time begun to grow, those cracks begun to grow. But yeah, you managed to finish off the remaining Dragonborn after he was flying around, much to Drent's annoyance, I remember. Didn't like that flying target. But yeah, you managed to muster up and finish the job. So with yourselves out of combat, but with the crystal starting to crack open, Lovak, you'd been given some guidance by Boar previously around how you could potentially use the sword to navigate. You weren't completely familiar with how to do this, however, but that's where I believe the Garlic spoke to Grizz and mentioned a method and how you should sort of visualize the stars and the constellations of the area that you're visiting, which slowly began to light up parts of the sword. But as you were doing this, the crystal shattered, and suddenly you found yourselves being sort of pulled into the crystal as this pulsating energy just sort of exploded around you all, sweeping you into it, as you then sort of found yourselves engulfed in a blinding light, and you felt, your bodies felt like it was being pulled in a million different directions at once, twisting and contorting as you sort of even you had like bones cracking and snapping, and for a moment the world around you just became a blur of color and motion, and you saw flashes of different planes and different realms, or at least that's what was going through your thoughts at the time. And each one was just even more alien than the last, and you just felt yourselves hurtling through space as though you were passing through layers of reality with just everything whizzing by you, until you eventually came sweeping out of this in a crashing moment and found yourselves tumbling into a giant lake, and into a pool of water. And that's pretty much where we ended the session, as literally Lovak looked up and saw the scenery around him, which was quite familiar, and uttered the words of Iron Water Lake. So imagine I guess your visioning of the stars and the constellations were close, but just not quite close enough, as the crystal seemed to disturb your thought process, but seemed to get you pretty much or close to where you were aiming to get to, which I think it was Caldern, was it? You wanted to travel to, or Ironwater Village, one of them? Caldern, was it?
One more thing as well, Mike. We got some sort of letter, didn't we? Can't remember if we opened it or not. With a wax seal on it.
You did. And
Yeah.
apologies, I just realised my desktop audio wasn't coming through, so we just started to pick that up from where you started talking in terms of you, Drent. Luckily, most of that was my intro, so apologies if we missed a little bit from others at the start of the call. Need to get into more of the habit of looking at the audio coming through, but there we are. So you did have a note that you collected, I believe, from the Dragonborn?
Yep. A wax seal shape of a weeping blade, wasn't it? I'll just check my notes.
Oh, okay.
And did we have a chance to open it? I couldn't remember if we opened it.
You did.
Okay. Wasn't it in a language that only certain people could speak?
Yeah.
Was it in like?
I could speak it. It was
Draconic?
Draconic. Yeah, I think it was Draconic because I can speak
Does
that.
anyone have the text? Otherwise, I can read it out for you just as a reminder.
Where is it gone? No.
Because I didn't add it as a handout.
Just what I was looking for.
No. Yeah, no, I don't see it.
Cool. So yeah, the note read, "The Brotherhood thanks you for your service. Our Lord has delivered justice to those on the material plane, but sends out warning to all our followers. Heathen followers have found a means to traverse the plains. Keep a watchful eye." And it was signed, the Black Worm.
Oh yeah, that guy again.
But I think this was the first time that you'd seen this particular seal.
Mm.
Yeah, it must have been, because I made a note of actually saying that it was what it was, a weeping blade. From what you said.
Looks familiar to Broderson.
Oh. Well, when we're not in the middle of a lake, perhaps you can tell us about that.
And splash.
And splash tonight's episode. So, on that note, yes, you find yourselves having been propelled through the eye of the gods from the plane of earth and landing in the cold and murky waters of Ironwater Lake. Having been fully submerged on entry, your somewhat unsuited clothes that you had worn to the auctions now provide little warmth as the chill of the water begins to wash over you. As you frantically gather yourselves and your senses, you're drawn in various directions to the features around the lake. And to start us off, can we get a perception check from everyone, please?
That's a better roll.
26.
They're working for you tonight, are they, Cathbad?
Yeah, back in business for one roll at least. Wait, let me get my dice ready just in case. That's my big one. There we go.
That the one you put in the microwave, Colin?
Yeah, I put a little weight in it under the 20.
Nice.
Wait, no,
I
under
know,
the
I
other
was
side of
thinking
it.
another
Oh yeah.
That's why you've been failing.
Yeah.
It is opposite one, yeah.
Great. So yeah, with those rolls, I think we get a good different sense of different directions. As you're all drawn in mostly different ways. So Cathbad and Lovak, you see the Goblin mountain ranges towering over the horizon and stretching into the lake like a massive arm reaching out into the water. The snow-capped peaks are glistening in the sunlight as they cast long shadows over the lake and shielding you from the sun's warmth as it begins to set in the east. Grizz, you to the west, you see the sprawling city of Kendif. Its buildings rising up from the water's edge along the western shores. Small boats and fishing vessels bob sort of gently in the waves, along with a handful of medium-sized merchant vessels which sit in the harbour. And Drent, beneath the ranges to your east, so you're also sort of dragged towards that northeastern sector. Your eyes are drawn to the orange-stained waters of the rusty river that washes its way down from the rich iron deposits of the colossal mountain ranges to the east. And as you gaze, you see the flickering light and smokestacks from the buildings of the small mining town of Ironwater that perches itself on the lake's eastern shores. And then Broderson to the north, the horizon you just see is littered in trees as you see two large forests, the wild boar and the creeping forest, stretching their way along the lake's northern banks. And winding its way through the centre of these is the darkening river, where you notice the water here taking on a more noticeably dull and greyish hue.
Looks ominous.
How deep is the lake, and are we literally just like treading water at the moment? Or are we on the bank?
So I will move over to the small map overlay, and that might help put it into a bit of perspective. So
I'm expecting to see a mouth open of like a shark or something now, and we're just in there.
Sea monsters in the corner.
You are a little way off the shore, so a couple of miles at least.
Oh wow!
Oh, it's that big? Damn.
That lake is over 100 miles in width.
Okay, that's true. Yeah. So it's more of a like inland sea.
Who needs that much water, though? Really?
Not a water slide in sight.
What would you like to do?
Mike, if you did change the overlay, we can't see it.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, the stream's on it, so you should be able to see it. You can see the X in the lake, no?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you just zoomed in.
I thought you meant...
right. I thought you meant like local map. That's what I thought you meant.
Oh, no. So we're still on the regional map, yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah.
Oh, good.
Do we see any boats or anything that could be used as a makeshift raft nearby?
Given your perception check, even the boats that you see bobbing are a good miles in the distance. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have like a closeness to shore, like which is the closest direction to head?
So you seem to have landed, in an odd section of the lake. This was literally the center of the hex that was drawn. So you are sort of equally distant from that tip there, closer to Ironwater Village, as you are to that tip there, which is closer to Kendif. So, there's a good couple of miles that you would have to sort of swim, but the waters seem fairly calm.
And would we be able to know what lake we're in from the surroundings you've described? Like, would we have good enough knowledge of the realm to sort of pinpoint?
Yeah, for those familiar with this region, I think given you're on the eastern side of the lake, which might be unfamiliar to those who are more from the western part of the continent, Lovac does know.
Okay.
For sure that we're here.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't think Cathbad would, but just wondering what the vibe would be. Okay.
You would recognize some of the buildings in Kendif rising from the ground.
Okay. If we get to Kendif, we could go and meet Scomron if he's there. Tell him what we've learned. Tell the guild. Give them their gold. If we get to shore, I can see if he's there.
What gold for the guild, Trent?
Our tithe that we pay, it's 10%, I believe.
We've been out
I
of.
don't think they told me about this.
We've been out of kind of service range for a while, haven't we? So maybe that doesn't like count.
Well, as soon as we get to land, I can contact him with a bit of luck and see if he's there. At least he'll be able to provide us with a nice place to rest for the evening or something. What time of day is it here, Mike?
So as sort of some of those who look towards the northeast and the Goblin Ranges mentioned, the sun is just starting to set towards the east, so we are entering sort of evening time.
Okay.
So one thing we definitely don't want to do is head towards the mountains, right? Because like that's going to be really tricky to navigate.
That's a long way to go, yeah.
Yeah.
And how are we gonna get anywhere? Because I'm not the strongest of swimmers.
Can you turn into like a squid or something?
I can, no, but I can turn into something that could swim better than I probably can.
Can you turn into a whale and we all latch onto the back of you?
Well, I was thinking we've got some polymorph abilities in the group, right? So 2 or 3 of us could be transformed.
I am completely out of magical energy to do that.
I can transform into. I think the best thing I've got that can swim would be some sort of bear. I've got a polar bear. Polar bears can swim quite well, right?
I think so.
And then I can polymorph one other person, and then the rest can like grab hold of our fur or something. But I don't know. I don't know if anyone else has any better suggestions.
It's a great idea to me.
I've got no fish or water-based life form transformations, unfortunately.
If you look.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, Mike, can I have a look under the water and see if there are any giant squid or...
There's a salmon. There's a salmon just jumping out of the water right next to you.
Some plankton.
Of course, you can feel free to check under the lake.
Okay. So, should I do a perception?
Yeah. I won't tell you what our commission is to the guild, by the way. It's more than I thought.
Can I see anything under there, or is it too murky?
With 21 perception, yeah, the water is extremely murky, but you seem to bob your head beneath that murkiness as it seems to be settling more along the top of the water. And as you look down, yeah, you see various sorts of creatures, between, you know, giant catfish to some eels which seem to be like sparkling with a bit of electricity, so electric eels, I would imagine. Some giant snapping turtles.
Turtles. It's turtle time.
Hang on. I don't know if catfish or what else did you say?
We can all sit on the back of a
Eels.
giant turtle, can't we?
The turtles I can't
Swim
find in
fast.
Tasty too.
Yeah, we can eat an actual one. We can lure a real one with us. But Catpan, you can turn into one, lure a couple along with you, and we'll all have our own one each then. To sit on the back of.
There's nothing in here apart from giant snapping turtles. There's no fish. Wow, D&D didn't really think this through, did they?
Yeah, you see a lot of like plant life, and you do see this like weird seaweedy stuff sort of sitting within the lake that seems to be moving around as well.
Seaweed.
Like it's a weed-like plant. It seems to look like, but it seems to be moving
Is this under
around
the water?
towards the bottom. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very. It is still very dark, so you can't see fully to the bottom of the lake. You are, like I said, in quite the depths.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll come back up with giant snapping turtle added to my roster. Can I transform into it though? Is it within my challenge rating? I don't think it is. It's too powerful.
Turtle's too powerful.
Yeah, because it's a giant snapping turtle. That's the only one that's on there. What else
and
is on
and
there?
some little turtles next to it.
Okay. Come on. There's dragon turtle. No, that's actually a dragon.
Aren't they massive?
It's literally of all the things you said, the only thing in the list is giant snapping turtle. So it might just have to be the bear plan at this rate, but I'll keep that in mind for when I'm more powerful. For everyone else's reference, I can only do a challenge rating of 2, and the challenge rating is 3. Because I'm struggling, I've been underwater and I'm not the best swimmer. Can I transform into a polar bear now, please?
Aren't you going to polymorph?
Well, while you're underwater.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. So I could polymorph someone else into a turtle, I guess. I don't think that's an issue. Let me just double check the rules. Who wants to be a turtle?
Is anyone not a good swimmer? I'm a reasonable swimmer. Not that I know the rules of swimming, by the way.
Yeah, so I think I'm alright.
Broderson or Grizz?
I'm a standard phase swimmer. Not sure I can swim several miles.
Turn me into a turtle.
Okay, Grizz. Get ready. And I'm going to swim up to Grizz and just sort of touch him on top of the head and transform him into a giant snapping turtle.
And then I just whoosh off.
That wasn't the plan. Oh, sorry. I just cast it to use up my slot, but don't worry about that. You don't need to make a save. And then I'll transform into a polar bear, and then I guess if Drent and Broderson want to ride on the turtle, then feel free.
Oh yeah.
If he lets you.
Yeah, I stop. I whoosh off briefly, but I do stop a little bit ahead and just look around.
And I'm assuming Lovac is a pretty strong swimmer.
Yeah, so as well.
Okay, what direction are we going?
Blub 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 blub.
South, west.
Sorry, that was me asking when I'm a bear, so yeah.
Head that way. No, not that way. That way.
You probably should have sorted the directions before you both transformed.
As a ballpark, Mike, assuming it takes us around an hour or so, whatever it is, to get to land, do we know roughly whether it's days or whether it's hours to travel from shore to Kende?
If you swam directly to Kendif.
No, from if we got to the land first.
Yeah, you'd be able to connect to the road.
Yeah.
So it would probably be a little bit quicker to go that way, obviously. Yeah, I mean, the shoreline seemed to be fairly open. There isn't much in the way of obstructions, no giant cliffs or anything like that you can see from where you're at.
Yeah. So are we talking days or hours if we got to land, how long it would take us to get to Kende?
Oh, yeah, so within a day.
Okay. So we need to get to land to dry off and figure out.
Obviously the time of night though, it depends if you're going to travel through the night. Bear in mind you've been up all day.
Yeah, we shattered.
We had a short rest.
Yeah,
You've had a bath.
we've had a bath.
You're pretty awake right now, that's for sure.
And as we're holding on to the back of this turtle going, wee!
So you head in to Kendif, yeah?
I think just because if we head there, we can make a decision then, can't we? We can go either way. I know it makes us a little longer to get to Iron Water, but it's up to you guys.
I'm happy to follow the lead, but obviously I'm a bear now, so I'm just going to follow wherever.
Blup, 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 blup.
I could try and message Scomron while I'm on the back of the turtle and see if he's there. Maybe that would make it decide whether it's worth us going there or not. Brodeson's on the turtle with me. Brodeson, what do you think?
Well, this Scomron chap seems like he's just going to take our money, right?
And
What else are we
provide
going to get from him?
food, a bed, maybe assistance. He has helped us out with quite a few fights. If we ever get in trouble.
Well, maybe we've handled all our fights though.
Brodenson says when he fell unconscious twice last time, and I went out once as well.
You saved me though, Drent.
No, I think that was Cathbad.
Either or, it's all the same. We'll save each other. We don't need this Scomron chap.
Novak, what do you think? Shout over.
I thought we decided on Kendis.
Ah, okay. So I will message Scomron then, and use my last third level spell. Where is it? Spells.
Oh, so when you said you didn't have any spell slots left, you did?
No, I don't have any to do polymorph.
Alright.
Polymorph is a 4th level one, and this is a 3rd.
Oh yeah, that's
Cool.
a good point. How far did you say it was? An hour to the coast?
No, I guessed an hour.
Oh, okay.
Mike hasn't told us. I've just realised that polymorph is an hour, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got an hour of turtle.
Turtle.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's working something out.
No, I'm not going to overly engineer it in terms of... Yeah,
Go on.
The map ratio to distance. So you're gonna start so what do you want to know how long it's gonna take, or are you just gonna start going?
We'll have to start going. We're gonna make it that way anyway, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay.
Go on.
No, I'm just gonna roll the dice, that's all.
Okay. While we're going, I would like to cast Send In to Scomron.
Yeah.
And I would like to say, hey Scomron, are you still in Kendif? We have gold for the guild and dark tidings. Can you meet us? It's Drent the Godsaver.
And remind me how sending works.
He gets the message. I think it's if he's on the same plane, and he's got 25 words to reply. I wrote my message when you was doing your introduction.
Cool.
Can I, even though I'm in bear form, like, we're aiming for this, right? This little bit here.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I did just work out how far it is, and that's not realistic to go straight to Kendif in the water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we'll take a pinch.
I think-
a little bit of a pinch of salt.
You did say it was 100 miles wide, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And how does the response work, Drent?
The creature hears the message and its mind recognizes you as the sender if it knows you and can answer in a like manner immediately. So in 25 words or less.
So immediately.
Immediately.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
You can
So
send the
you-
message across any distance and even other planes of existence.
Cool. And I guess you hear this just as words then, right? So, 25 words. Investigating possible corruption at highest levels including Mage Guild. Not safe. Trust nobody but yourselves.
What?
The Brotherhood are
Oh,
watching
wait, I don't know this.
deeper than we thought. Arse.
Oh my god. I will relay that to the party quickly. And sorry, did you say deepest levels possibly in the guild then, or did you say in somewhere else?
Investigating possible corruption at highest levels, including Mage Guild.
Oh, Mage Guild. I thought you meant like our guild. Okay. Detour, scrap Kendiff. Bail, bail, bail. I think we should go to Ironwater instead.
Huh?
And I'll start pointing. Go that way.
Why the change of heart?
Scormron just got back to me, and the Mage Guild I think is in Kendiff, isn't it, Mike?
There is a Mage Guild in Kent.
Okay, I thought
the main Mage Guild, yes.
Yes, and he said there could be possible corruption in the Mage Guild, which the main Mage Guild is in Kendiff, so I think we may want to avoid it until we can catch up with Scormron properly and find out what he has to say.
I see.
Yeah,
Is
at least
he in
Ironwater
danger?
will be safe. No, I don't think so. He said he's investigating, so I think he's, got some people in with him doing some sneaky stuff. Either way, I can't contact him until we have a sleep, so I'm out of my magical energy.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get to that.
So I will try to convey to Cathabay and Grizz Turtle, but we need to turn around and go the other way.
I'll just start swimming. Like I said, I'm just gonna follow the lead of the humanoid people.
So close to get into a town that's got stuff to buy.
Just not masks.
Damn you! Masks and love potions.
Blurb.
Okay. So we head in the east direction, Mike. Hoping to get there.
Okay, so yeah, as you begin to set off then and swim towards the more eastern shoreline, you start to get a short distance, about half a mile to a mile. So you're about 2-3 miles away, and you what's your party order right now?
I'm sort of swimming to the side of Grizz the turtle. I think. I was assuming that Trent and Brodison were sitting on the back of Grizz, but I don't know how big the turtle is. It's a large beast.
I was at the very least planning to hold on to the back of Grizz on the
His
back of his
tail.
shell.
Yeah, he's a large beast, so is an Allosaurus, so
Okay.
but yeah, I'm sort of
So-
just to the side of the turtle because it's bigger than me.
Okay, and then the rest
don't
are on the
think-
rear.
Yeah, I don't think Novak can swim as quickly as a turtle.
Okay. Maybe you need to hold on or like grab hold of me or something.
Trent, you muted.
Like I'm happy to have one person like just holding onto like my side of my fur or something while I'm trying to swim.
Okay, so who's at the probably easiest question? Who's at the rear? You muted Trent.
Brodison?
So Brodison is at the back of the turtle, right?
Yeah. Trent Are you riding the turtle, guiding the way?
Yeah, I was sat on top of him.
Yeah.
riding,
Okay. Cool.
hopefully.
So it's Brodison, I guess, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, guys, I was talking, but my mic was muted. My bad.
I reckon Lovat will probably be left behind a bit then, since he's not
So
an actual swimmer, I guess.
Brodison and Lovat, then you're more towards the rear. Okay, so yeah, so as you're starting to make some sort of good strides as you're sort of swimming / floating through the water, yeah, Brodison and Lovac, you start to feel a slimy and sticky substance starting to wrap around your legs.
Is that you, Bruce?
And as you say that, go on, Brodison, sorry.
No, you're right, go.
So as you say that, yeah, as you look down, you see these strange, long green strands of weed-like plants with small suction cups attached to their skin. They seem to be moving on their own, almost as if alive, as you feel a sharp tug attempt to pull you down into the water. Can I ask you both to either give me a dexterity or strength saving throw, please? Depending on how you're gonna fight it off.
Dexterously.
Oh,
Wait.
Oh, 25 and a 22. Nice. Yeah, so basically, as you
Lova, get off!
as you shout there and start to I guess how are you doing it, sort of like wiggling, trying to like shake it off. You manage to come loose of these strange weed-like plants, and the water around you just appears to become extremely dark and murky as the rest of the party now start to see similar beneath their feet, as this darkness seems to just loom beneath you, even darker than it seemed before, and it's not the shadow of the mountain coming over you. Can I ask the rest of you to give me a strength and dexterity saving throw, please?
Even though I'm on top of the turtle.
Except for you. Dexterity though.
Being the
to
turtle?
see if you stay on.
Oh, so I don't have to do it then.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, you do, but I was talking about Drent. Sorry.
Oh, hold up. I need to roll it from the bear.
Oh, well, how does
We
that
have
work for
different
me?
stats. Yeah, hang on, let me tell you the stats. So mine is a +0, so mine should have been a 12. And the giant snapping turtle is... Where are you? There it is. Also a +0.
Oh, 10 for me then.
Yep.
What was the strength for a snapping turtle?
+4.
So I would have got, if I'd known that, I'd have gone for strength, so it'd be 14 then, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Big buff turtle.
So I think everybody... Is everybody's rolled? Yes, everybody's rolled. Nice. Okay, yeah, so, yeah, as you're all, starting to swim, most of you manage to shake this weird slimy feeling and it's tempting to grip your feet, except for you, Cathbad. Your large polar bear legs just can't seem to shrug it off as you seem to be grappled and pulled by this this strange weed-like plant. and as it pulls and grips you down, it starts to cut into your legs and lacerate your legs as you take 20 points of damage.
What?
Been
What's
reading
that?
too much watching too much anime, mate.
20 points, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on my polar bear health, so I'm on, yeah, cool.
But as that's happened, you're also now grappled as you've been pulled under the water. What would you like to do? And what would the party like to do?
I'll go
I
on.
would like to try and hug my bear friend to try and help resist the pull. I guess. If I'm nearby.
Yeah, you managed to shake off before the rest of the group had been impacted, so you're going to swim over to swim into the polar bear and try and pull him up, is it?
Hug the polar bear, yes. No, add my weight to him pulling it down. Maybe he'll be slower or something, but I suspect that the swimming strength isn't be great enough to pull against it.
So, Cathbad, what are you going to try and do in response?
Can I try and sort of curve over and try and slash at the tentacle or the plant?
You can. So
you trying to do it as an attack or?
Yeah. So if you can give me an attack roll, please.
Great, my notoriously amazing attack rolls. Let's go with a claw. I do have multi-attack, technically. If that didn't hit.
Yeah, so you get more than one attack.
I'll do my bite as well. For God's sake.
So as you start to scramble, as you're now being pulled under the water and the sort of, you're no longer breathing the air above, you start to like frantically swipe and bite, but you don't manage to catch this as you're, I guess, like, more unfamiliar with these large polar bear legs and arms. Or they're all legs and I don't think they have arms. So, yeah. But in that moment, can you give me a strength saving throw or dexterity saving throw with advantage as Lovak is attempting to pull you up out of the water?
Cool. Let me get my right rolls this time. So a strength saving throw with advantage. Hang on. Saving throws. Why is it only giving me intelligence and wisdom?
Oh, that's all they've got, so just roll a normal
Strength.
Normal strength saving throw or dexterity.
What the hell?
You're on mute again, Dren. Oh, yeah. Okay, and in that moment...
That's some dying.
Well, what are the rest of you doing? As these lacerations pull even tighter into your leg. I'm going to hold off the damage a sec until the rest of the group have a turn.
Well, I want to dive down, but I know that I've got people on my back. I want to try and do some snapping.
Okay. I mean, what do other people feel about that?
We can't influence him, can we? Like these.
I mean, I would talk to you all, but I can't. Blub, blub, blub.
So, what are you doing?
I want to dive down and do some snapping.
Looks like I'm jumping off then.
So,
I do not want to go down.
and Broderson?
So me and Lovat managed to evade the tentacles, right?
Yeah, so you're free at the minute.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I would have seen Cathbad get pulled down, especially because he was kind of at the rear as well. So nothing that I'm thinking would be appropriate at the moment.
Okay, you got your passive perception gives you a vague understanding of what's going on, but yeah, I appreciate if you in that heat of the moment you haven't fully seen what's going on. So yeah, in which case, Drent, you swoop off as Grizz seems to dive beneath the water in turtle form. And you attempt to snap at these weed-like plants, is that right?
I believe that's my attack mechanism. Is that correct, Colin?
You have one attack, which is, bite, I think.
How do I do that? Is it
I don't know
like
if I can
just,
ping this into the chat and you can click it. I don't know.
What's the plus advantage? Because you can just roll
you
that
can
one.
bite with a +6 is attack. 5 foot range.
Is it 1d20 plus 6, right?
Yeah.
15?
15 hits as you take a snap on
Yay.
this weed, and it frees the grip from you, Cathbad, as you release back up with Lovak hugging you tightly as you both float back to the top of the water.
Nice one.
Kicking my legs while I'm not floating.
Does this creature need to take a damage roll? Just in case.
Do we take damage?
Did I take a second?
You didn't take a second lot of damage, no, because it was all the same round, and Grizz stopped the second lot of damage. But in this moment, and you get back to the top, you still see this darkness floating beneath you.
Is it coming towards us?
Seems to be hovering there at the minute.
Okay.
You can't fully see into the water, so it's quite murky, as I said, as you're at the top.
I would like to create a mage hand, like 15 or 20 feet away from us, and just have it splashing in the water. I'm not sure if it's solid enough to make an impact on the water to give the impression that something else is like away from us. It can unlock doors and stuff, so yeah, it should be able to have a physical effect on.
Do something unusual, yeah. Can you give me a deception check, please?
That's gonna go really well, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nat 20.
So
For 31.
as you do that, you suddenly are all gripped again. You seem to have in the moment quick-wittedly thought, what is it? How is this hand like? How does it look?
Really magey.
Nah, come on, I haven't thought about it. It is going to be
Green.
Green. Yeah, it's got to be green. Quite a bright, vibrant green with now algae coming off it, as if it's like because it's algae in the floor. It's gonna have like a green algae vibe to it.
Nice. So yeah, as it starts to exude this sort of like bright, greeny color, you start to see this shadow moving away from you,
Let's go quick. Get out of here.
Seems to be attracted by the light.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
It's definitely like the fluorescent color now as well. And then I try and get back on Grizz and get out of there.
One Cathbit.
Struggling with my back leg kick now. It's covered in blood a little bit.
Yeah, so it's slightly oozing blood out into the to the lake, but yeah, you seem to continue on your way, and yeah, seem to after about an hour or so swimming, don't seem to encounter this darkness beneath you again, or this strange slimy feeling, and you just up ahead see a small jetty floating off the edge of the western shore of this tip that pops out of the lake. And there's a small fishing boat just bobbing there, but unattended.
So if an hour has passed, then Grizz will transform back.
Take the boat.
I think we could walk from here, right?
Get off me, all of you.
As yeah, you turn back to yourself.
I'm sat on top of you and splash and fall into the
Did you see what I did though with the void below us that was trying to eat away at us in plant form?
Lovac,
I snapped it.
Obviously I couldn't. I was above the water, but maybe Lovac did.
Did I see it?
I snapped it. That's what you need to know. I just snapped it.
Well done, Grizz.
Did you get any for dinner, Grizz?
No, I didn't want to eat like weird weeds that seem to have sentience, Broderson. Funnily enough.
Well, you don't mind the gopher that I served up last week, and that was sentient?
Was it?
While it was alive, anyway.
Yeah, but that's a gopher, though, isn't it? They're a pest.
Well, seemed like a bit of a pest with the vines as well, but let's remember for next time we all need to eat.
I thought I did my job. The snapping.
We'll let you off this time, Grizz. Keep an eye out for any game, though.
Is everyone okay? How is your wound now, Broderson?
Seems fine. I barely remember that it happened.
Yeah, I'm going to transform back to human now as well if we're safe.
Cathbad, are you okay?
I'm fine. Fine now. Thanks for saving me when I was in bear form.
Anytime, Cathbad. I would save you anytime. Thanks for turning me into a turtle. It was fun.
You're welcome. It was a good spot in the water.
Should we light a fire or something to dry our clothes? Or do you think we should try to make our way to Ironwater?
A long rest might be nice, so I don't know.
So yeah, a few hours have passed now since you first landed in the lake, and the sun has now just started to set over the mountains. You're probably another half a day's journey from Ironwater.
We really should get a good night's sleep.
If we rest up, we haven't had a proper rest for a while. And also, then we can enjoy some of Brodeson's delicious home cooking.
That does sound good. And he can tell us what he knows about that.
Weeping Blade.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
weeping blade?
The
Didn't you
wax
say you
seal.
knew what that wax seal was?
I'm joking.
That seems like a really... Does anybody else not get that joke?
I miss on most of Brodeson's jokes. Well, who's the best one for the fire? Cathbad, can you create a fire? That's usually what.
Yeah,
Good thing
no
of yours.
problem at all. And I just sort of, and a bonfire appears in front of us.
Yeah.
What do you want to cook, Broderson?
Oh, some eel might be good.
I'll try my best. I'll try to catch an eel.
Oh, please tell me that you're just doing it on the side of the river, just trying to, bare feet in and just trying to.
How else?
That's fantastic, Lowback. I'll be very impressed if you catch one. In fact, I'm gonna come and help you.
I can teach you.
Yeah. As he's teaching me, I'm gonna get my mage hand out again, and I'm gonna watch him and ask him how do you do it? Do you wait for them to stop, or?
There's a technique you need to kind of block their escape. So you need to go into the water, kind of squash them into the shoreline. Then there's less escape route for them. And then you slowly go in and quickly snap and hopefully catch them.
When I was serving on the ship, someone told me that bright flashing lights startled them and made them freeze in place. Is that true?
Not the eels around here, but
Okay.
there's many eels, I believe.
Okay.
Let's try it. Maybe,
Oh, yeah.
maybe you could teach me.
How many types of eel are there?
At least 7.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's just in this lake.
Okay. God, Broads, I hope you catch an eel. Or a fish. I go for a fish. You can go for eel.
Broderson's just disconnected, I think.
Oh. Sorry, I meant I hope Novak catches one. It'd be so cool.
Yeah, do you want to give me a while we wait for Broderson to reconnect? Do you want to give me a survival check or nature
22.
check?
They're both +7.
I'll go
Yeah.
survival because it seems more thematic.
So as you as you start to follow the technique that you've just literally soul dreamt, you usher the eels around and you wait for the right moment and you snap as you grab an eel.
There's one.
Wow, that's amazing. Does he like throw it onto the side and then someone's here picking up, ready to cook some dinner?
Bang it onto a rock that's nearby first. And I'll throw it onto the shoreline.
You've done this before, haven't you, Lovek?
Many times. And I'll try to teach Trent a little bit more, maybe like get closer with inspect his technique. Say,
Nice.
you're
Kath.
moving too quickly. Maybe wait a little bit longer. Get your arms closer to the subject.
That's bad. Are you okay with this? Because, you know, it's like being at one with nature and everything, you know?
We've come a long way since me to worry too much about that, Chris. I'm probably not going to eat these eels, but I'll just look over here while you guys fish. Maybe I've got a bit of seaweed on my legs that I can eat. And
It's sort of like hair of the dog, right?
Bits of edible seaweed.
Yeah, what if it's the seaweed that bit you, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Freshen me up a little bit.
Nice.
I'm there for
Brent.
at least an hour waiting for Lovac. I tried to do this in Lovac, so I'm oblivious to everything. I'm there just trying to flip in fish with Lovac. I'm being amazed how well he's doing.
So after about an hour of doing this, Trent, can you give me a survival check, please?
Get pulled in now.
Oh, no.
No.
as after about an hour, you seem to be getting a little bit tired of trying now, despite Lovac's repeated learning, who you can see is getting a little bit frustrated at your lack of ability to do this. And as you try to impress in this moment, you sort of face plant the water as you go to grab an eel.
Fuck, I can't do this. I better go back before I fall and break something.
Is that the biggest your hands spread?
Yeah, they're only small, see? They're not as big as yours.
Okay.
Are you gonna do like a ghost type scene with him now and just like use your hands over his hands?
If you really want me to.
I do.
Give me a survival check with advantage, please.
Yes. Come on, let's go. Nothing can go wrong this time.
Look at that. That move's called the Swayze.
Is that how you do it? You just sway them back and forth.
Yeah.
And as you do this Swayze move of moving your hands back and forth, Lovac helps you catch at the right time as you both lift your hands in the air. Lovac's like around yours, as in a moment of, I don't know, an odd sweetness, you seem to have bonded over catching an eel.
It's romance right there.
Yeah. You are a great teacher, Lovac. That is fantastic. I still imagine though that Lovacs are like 2 or 3 foot long, and the one I caught is like a real baby one. It's like a 6-inch long little tadpole, but I'm still super chuffed.
It's food, right?
That's right.
All that matters.
Yep.
Well done. Let's get back to Broderson.
Yeah.
Make some
dinner
delicious.
for the night.
Okay, so yeah, as you've spent a little bit of time now catching the eels and enough to cook some dinner, Broderson is still offline a minute, so we'll lead into the mid-session break. But is there anything anybody else wants to be doing before you take
Setting
your
up our
rest?
tents and stuff, if we still have them, obviously. I assume we have, because we've got all our bags and that, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close
get
to the
ready
fire.
Set up
Yeah.
my tent, yeah.
So I suppose they're all wet, so I want to dry them off as well. Yeah.
Do we
Yeah,
still have our old clothes as well? So obviously we've got these fine clothes on at the moment that's soaking wet. Do we still have our old clothes?
Yeah, I think you would have had them in your backpack, right?
Yeah, that was the plan. So if they're dry, I would like to change into them, but I can't imagine they're dry either.
Yeah, I think anything that wasn't in the bag of holding would be saturated.
That gold's mighty dry then.
So maybe we just make a big pile of gold and sleep in that tonight.
Like
Yeah.
dragons.
Yeah.
As Cathbad says this,
Over the mountains.
You just feel a weird breeze brush against your back and your neck.
Like the flap of Mosul's wing.
Yeah. There's nothing in the sky, just almost, I don't know, an uncanny timing of a gust of wind just flutters by you as it gives you a subtle reminder that you pissed off a dragon.
Some of us did.
Grizz, were you doing anything? Sorry.
I'm just gonna try and get dry as much as possible, so I'll be standing by the fire, spinning round really quickly.
Excellent. So, all going in for a long rest then. Assume Broderson will have cooked some food.
Yeah.
And as per usual, I'm assuming most of you in tents. Lovak, you're outside the tent. Anybody staying up watch? No, true fashion of the group. No watch.
You will never learn.
Outside.
Maybe we could hire somebody to keep watch for us at some point, right? Somebody who would just pay a small amount to just stay up when we're awake, and they can sleep the rest of the time then. But no watch.
Okay. So we'll go into the break.
Was good for watch because she
Yeah, she has to
stayed
sleep
up lots.
properly.
Yeah.
So the next person that dies, right, has to create a character that doesn't sleep.
It's just elves that can do
Yeah.
that, isn't it?
I reckon we could find something. Build your entire character concept on the fact that you don't need to sleep.
Well, successfully, it was an 18. So you managed to get through the majority of the night undisturbed.
Click long rest.
So you can all click your long rest buttons.
Yeah, my
Yes.
favourite button.
I accidentally hit the level up button. Does this mean I gotta take?
So you lose 2 levels now. That's how it works.
No.
You're even further away from where you are now. Yeah. So with that, then let's take a long rest. We still lost Broderson a moment, so we'll give him, see if he is able to make it back. But otherwise, yeah, we'll rejoin the group as they come out of their long rest in about 5 minutes time.
Catch you in a bit.
Get a
Cool.
cup of
Yeah.
tea.
Pat Habas. Yeah, so welcome back everyone. We've just taken our mid-session break, and yeah, we just rejoined the party as they've just managed to find their way back onto the shores of the Ironwater Lake, as we've just experienced the way that bugbears catch eels, but more importantly how they create new bonds of friendship with humans trying to catch eels, with the new Swayze move, as it's been called. So it was very, very endearing and an experience to watch, which unfortunately, Brosen, you missed. So we'll make sure that you get to watch that in the highlight reels. So yeah, we'll return as you've successfully managed to bed down for the night. Seem to be interruption free as the sun starts to rise early morning. So this is about 7 hours now into your long rest. Nobody seemed to wake up at the 6 hour mark as I guess your bodies are a bit drained after the last 24 plus hours that you've been jumping through other realms. So you all start to rise.
Any leftover eel? Or Lovak, have you eaten it all?
Were we supposed to save some? Sorry.
We didn't have to, but can you catch some more?
Yeah, certainly.
Fantastic.
What's on the menu? Let's do it.
Broderson, is there anything you'd like help with in preparing this breakfast this morning?
Oh, some seaweed if you can find it, Chris.
Yes, of course. I'll go and do that straight away.
Fantastic. Thank you, Chris.
Brent's sleeping in.
Where are you finding this seaweed? Are you swimming a mile back offshore again?
I just didn't want to correct him because it's got to be lakeweed rather than seaweed as well, right? I'll have a pot around by the edge of the lake and see where I can find some reeds maybe or something, you know. Some delicious reeds.
Anything seaweed looking will be absolutely perfect, Chris.
Of course, Broderson. It's always such a delight when you cook for us. I almost hate being in an inn because, you know.
You feeling all right, Chris?
I mean, I've definitely felt better, but
very well, very well.
Look. Lovak and Trent had a big bonding moment yesterday, right? I didn't get a big bonding moment, even though I saved Cathbad's life.
Has Cathbad said thank you?
Cathbad said thank you. Cathbad always says thank you. Cathbad's a very polite person.
He is.
Cathbad's kind of like our moral conscience sometimes, I feel.
I think you made a good giant snapping turtle, Chris.
Thank you.
You suited the wild shape well.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay.
Right, so I go away and gather some, some weeds.
Can you give me a survival check as you head off to search for stuff, please?
Survival. Wow.
12. Okay.
Instant death.
That's
doing
enough
some
to
Bear
find
Grylls shit.
something. So I will roll my d6. 2. Yeah. So you start to forage around a little bit, and you find some wild berries growing near the lake shore. Seem to be small and red in colour.
Are they poisonous?
Give me... You're not very good with survival, are you? Give me a survival check with disadvantage. How good are you at foraging? How good would your character be at foraging?
Oh, terrible at foraging. Like,
Yeah.
if you ask me if I can swim, I'm going to say I can swim. If you said me to like forage, I'd be like, no chance. 7.
You have no idea. You look and you're like, could be fine.
Yes, bad. You're good at nature.
What's going on over there, Grizz? What do you need?
I found some berries, but I just think they're probably poisonous, right?
Okay. Let me come and take a look at those. And while I'm doing that, check if I actually do have good nature survival skills. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
Sure, give me a roll.
I'd be worried if you didn't.
Survival check, yeah?
Sure. Yeah, so you get called over by Grizz and you take a look and I just rolled another dice and you look at them and you're like, oh no. They could bring onset death within a couple of hours from eating them, so
Well, so I sort of just look at them with wide eyes, and I just go, Grizz, I mean, I probably wouldn't eat these yourself, but if you want to feed them to one of your worst enemies, then that might be a better bet for these, but maybe not for breakfast today.
Broderson, I found some berries, and they're not for us to eat, but you like to do weird things with poisonous foods and stuff, right?
I don't know what you mean, Chris. What is it that you have?
Well, Cathbad says these could be given to your worst enemy. So I thought of you, because you usually do weird things with food. Not because you're my worst enemy, but because you do things with like mushrooms and stuff. You know.
Let me take a look. Can I do a nature check on the mic?
Wow, these berries are getting a lot of checks.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, a lot of mileage out of some berries.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you take a... That's alright. I would have probably given you advantage anyway, but you rolled really badly. So,
Twice.
This is not a nature that you're too familiar with. You don't tend to forage near lakes. So these types of berries, and even from your past history, you've not kind of seen these before. But they do look similar to a sort of poison pokeweed plant. So they're called pokeweed berries.
Okay.
And they're dark purple berries, and yeah, the pokeweed plant can be extremely toxic if ingested, but they look very similar to them, but just a slightly different color.
Okay.
The pokeweed is more of a between a black and red. That sort of like a black, when you look at it at the light, looks a bit reddish, but these are slightly more red.
So I was just thinking you might want to keep these in case like you ever need to knock up a recipe for somebody who's like, we want to double cross or something,
Yes. I'll store them in my herb pouch just in case.
Oh, and in fact, I'm going to change the name of them. They're called ironweed berries.
That makes sense given where we are.
Getting their colour from the lake.
That's why they're red. I didn't bring anything else though, Broderson. I did try.
So just the poison that you brought back for me, is it, Chris?
Yeah. I'm sensing a bit of poison in your voice there.
None at all, Chris. None at all.
So, why didn't you tell me about this wax seal that you were familiar with?
Might be a story for a campfire, maybe. We'll talk about it another time.
We were just at a campfire.
You're still at a campfire.
Cathbad, so we have a campfire now, please.
Oh, sorry. Does this one not to your liking? Okay. So I cast another one, which dispels the first one, because I can only, I guess, cast one at a time. I don't know.
So, Broderson, take a seat.
You know what I mean, Grizz. A nighttime campfire, when we get the logs and the stars, and we'll have a proper atmosphere then. Set the stage.
I don't think we've ever had one of those, but sounds nice.
I mean, that does sound nice. Okay, I tried. I'm not going to push the point too much.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
As the new day has dawned as well, as you've awoken, Broderson, you do also feel a slight warmth from the pouch that you had by your side, as it seemed to irradiate a sort of regenerative feeling, which sent a bit of tingles through you. I'm not sure anybody else has got a regenerating item. I think all yours are static, aren't they? So. Yeah, so is there anything else you'd all like to do?
It's eels.
I'd like to eat a hearty breakfast that gives me an extra boost to my sense of well-being.
So we didn't get any sort of weed, did we? We just got poisonous berries, so I'm just gonna go hungry for a bit, I think.
How did Lovak get on with the eel?
I'm not eating it regardless.
Ooh.
I
Show my
brought it
eel,
back.
Casper.
Well, I'm
Little dry.
I'm a part-time vegetarian when it suits me, so I just don't really like eels.
You seem to be. It seems to me, Cuthbert, that the closer you are to nature, the more you kind of adhere to these ways. Is that what is happening? So if you're in a city or on a different plane, does it hit you differently, basically?
I never thought about it too hard, Grizz, but I think you might be right. That and the quality of the meat.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna do something like it wrong, you're not gonna do it for like low quality produce, right?
That's right. And you know, my old the old ways of the druids have served me well on this adventure, so I shouldn't really cast them off too easily, I think. But yeah, eels, no, they're too slimy and slippery. That's pretty much all I have to say about them.
Yeah, and somehow he manages to make it dry, even though they're slimy and slippery.
Extra iron.
I tried not to make it dry with some vegetation, Chris, but well,
Eat
no
it
such
raw.
luck.
Raw
eel.
Lovak, you seem like particularly, like, how like Cathbad's close to nature and that kind of brings out something in him. Like you being close to the mountains, that seems to have kind of brought some real life to you. Like you've been really keen to do the hunting this time, more, perhaps the most keen I've seen you. The way you caught those eels was impressive.
Pretty much my back garden. It's be easier for me to do it. Often catch eels in the lake here. I haven't been down this far though, but up the north. My point. There's a goblin mountains behind. Goblin ranges, sorry.
So yeah, because I didn't really realize where we were to this point. So I see Lovak. It's making sense now. We didn't end up too far from where we wanted to be, I suppose, but still some way to go.
And Trent, are you well rested as well?
This time you must kick Trent's tent, and he wakes up and say, breakfast, fantastic. I'm
always last to rise, Trent, right?
No, it was a long day. It felt like it was a week in that cave.
Eels on post without the toast ready for you, Jen.
Oh, fantastic. Good cooking again, Broderson, I see. Ah, yes, good Trent.
I'm just really surprised the kick of the tent woke you up after the whole acid fiasco, so...
I know, right? He does like a sleep.
Can Caspad and Lovag, as you look over to the mountains, give me a perception check, please? Only because you specifically said you're looking that direction. So, as you now in the lighter part of the day, rather than as the sun was sort of setting, and there were torches that were starting to, because the darkness had started to set in, like lit up in the village of Ironwater, and you could see the smoke plumes from the chimney, etc. As you started to look in the direction now, you do see that there is more unusual just smoke that has risen from the village, as though there'd been a fire in the city or something similar, or in the village, sorry, or something similar.
Go on.
So where is the fire?
Ironwater. So as you're now getting a better sense of the village, because you're a bit closer, it's lighter, you're not drawn away like the normal like firelight that you would have from a village and the sort of smoke from the chimneys and stuff. You're actually noticing that there's a bit of like lingering smoke from a burning building or burning something.
That doesn't look normal, Ovak.
I bet that's the blacksmith. Screw it, let's go back to Kendif.
That looks like trouble.
We could always go to Khaldun instead.
I think that is our destination, isn't it? After we go to Ironwater, make our way there.
Do we leave them? Do we ignore that smoke?
I don't think we can. I think we need to get horses or something to...
Yeah, we need to stock up before we go to Khaldun. I think that's a long journey.
Yeah. Lovak, is there like a water transportation system from Ironwater to Khaldun, or something that's quicker than horse travel? Do you know?
I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike. But
You can...
as a bugbear, I don't think we would have used transportation.
Don't use
like
boats.
So you can give me a history check, just in terms of what your memory remembers of possible transport down the river, because given your history, you would probably know of potential things. So it's not specifically jumping into your mind, but you have seen boats go up and down those rivers.
There's a boat just back there, right? Could take that up the lake, perhaps.
I think we maybe go faster walking up to Ironwater.
Yeah.
And then see him from there.
And as you are all talking, and shortly after Drent mentioned Kendif, there's a slight delay in the way that sound travels. But you hear a massive in the distance. And we're talking some miles away now, obviously. You're the other side of the lake. So you're at least 50, 60 miles away from Kendif. But you just see a huge, as you all now look over towards Kendif, where this sound comes from, you see a large plume of smoke bellow out from the city.
Both
Like-
sides.
Like a volcano.
From Kendif. Was that where Scumron was?
No, Scomron was off investigating something. He didn't say he was there. I think we better head the other way, more into Ironwater to Khaldun. We've got enough problems.
We need to find out what's going on, and Ironwater might be the easiest place to find out before we charge off anywhere, right?
We're close.
Ironwater is a backwater, though, isn't it?
Does it have much trade?
No, that's Trade Crest. Ironwater has iron and water.
Do you want to give me a persuasion check there? Or a deception check? Are you trying to explain this one?
Well, Fairwater's got really nice water. Iron water's got a really irony water.
I don't think Dredd believes him no matter what he rolls.
The Rusty River's nice.
Yeah. Wild Boar Forest sounds like a treat. We should go hunting there one day.
I'm just checking the map now if there's a itchy sack bridge, you know.
I just think we should go to. I think maybe we should just head straight to Caldern, because the thing that I'm thinking, right, is Caldern is much nearer to the Goblin Ranges in terms of being able to get to the Goblin Ranges, right? Because everywhere else is like the lakes in the way, so they probably don't have a huge amount of contact. So if anywhere is going to be able to tell us anything about it, it will be at Caldern, right? So that was my thinking. That was thinking point one. Thinking point two, I can't tell what's in Caldern from the name, so I'm more intrigued by that as well.
That's fair.
Novak, how many days walk is it to Caldern, do you think?
And are we going straight across the hills here? I'm guessing we're looking at the map while we're talking. Or are we going to go back onto the road and back up again? Or are we just going to cut across? Like, I feel like we should cut across, but...
Caldern seems like it's a fair walk.
I would say 2.5 days, but Mike can wreck on that.
If you're going via route, it depends if you're taking horseback or some sort of beast of burden or something similar. But I'd say that 2.5 is more 2.5 weeks, not 2.5 days.
Yeah,
so do we need to go to Ironwater to find horses?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, if we get to Ironwater, maybe we can get... Yeah, or a boat. Maybe there's a boat, right? That's worth it. But like, a small town that's on fire generally isn't somewhere that I would put on our itinerary.
What do we do with Kendif? Are we just gonna leave them to it?
Well, we can't go everywhere, can we?
No, but...
I think we have our mission, right? We have to get...
Can we let Scumron know what's happened and let the guild deal with Kendif while we crack on, or do we just go our own way?
I think we go our own way. I think we have guild members there. They're already, investigating into the mage guild to see what's going on there. I think they'll have enough.
Yeah, look at the size of the towers there. It's a big place.
Yeah.
I'm sure our journey will take us there at some point, and we can do it. We can pick up the pieces, can't we? When they need us.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe there's a guild hall in Ironwater, and they'll have some information for us.
Okay.
I bet it's a 2-horse town.
Should we get moving?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Broderson, we're just finished eating our breakfast. Anything you want to tell us? Ah, yes, Trent. Have these little treats as well. It's okay, Cathbad. You can have one. It's not made from animal or fish or anything like that. I made it out of my rations pack.
Am I going to have any sort of hallucinatory side effects from eating from your rations pack?
Ah, no, I didn't get it mixed up with the berries I was given.
I think I'll pass. I'm good.
Suit yourself. More for the rest of us.
I'll eat one, person.
This is all on you now, Mike, whether you allow this.
You guys crack on. This is hilarious. I was thinking to myself earlier, only D&D you can do 15-20 minutes of people talking about catching eels, cooking eels, catching berries. You know? Whatever you want.
We've had some real character development here. It's been really interesting.
The bromance has been good. So what I am angling towards, obviously Broderson isn't here.
Yeah.
But, do we get to gain the benefits of his feat thing? The chef.
Well, in the absence
he had
of him
made
being
breakfast,
here,
hadn't he?
Because just for the purpose of the stream, Brodes has had to step away for a moment, so we'll come back to his response to that. But I guess if we just crack on for now, whether that's the case or not, we'll see if we need to consider that if things turn sour or not. Who knows? So what would you like to do?
Head off.
Go into Ironwater.
So you're going to head off
Yes.
towards...
Yeah,
Along the
Ironwater,
coast,
yeah.
yeah.
just fastest route, I think.
Along the
Yeah,
lake.
well, along the coast, yeah, because we're in the little inlet bit, whatever you call it, the little jutty out bit.
Yeah, so... Ew. Yeah,
Suppose
so
it'd be a
as
spring in my steps instead close to home.
Yeah, you're very familiar with this area. Like, a lot of memories are coming flooding back to you because you've been away from this region for probably some months now, having travelled down to Dunmuldur down in the south to get initiated into the guild, and obviously your journeys through the southern regions ever since. The rest of you, I don't think you'd be too familiar with this neck of the woods, so Lovac is very much the resident expert of this area right now. But yeah, the emotions and the feeling of the environment are starting to come flooding back to you, as well as obviously memories of your past life.
Was headhunted in Cobden by the guild. Did you know that? There you go.
Wow.
That's a story for a campfire in the evening, I think.
That's gonna
Strange
become a
rule.
thing.
That's a strange rule, that one.
Yeah.
Never heard that one.
Well,
Plus,
okay.
and we got an hour at least walking towards us.
Well, we in Caldern itself, though, right? Or outside Caldern?
I was fighting goblins in Caldern, trying to get them back into the ranges. And a dwarf came up to me and gave me this letter, this piece of paper with information about the guild. That's where I went down to
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore. What he said.
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore. Yeah. Zoom out. To meet you guys.
That's not
Oh,
surprising,
wow.
Lovac. You've done some great feats of in battle while you've been with us. So I think we made a good choice.
So this area has a lot of meaning to you in lots of ways, then, right?
Yeah, Goblin Ranges is my home for 15 years, all my life. Don't
Ever
really
been
know.
to Ironwater?
Not in the town. Don't really go to the built areas. To be fair.
Yeah, because you didn't need any iron or water, right?
Definitely. Plenty of water, plenty of iron.
Okay, and on that note, yeah, so you're exchanging stories as you're heading towards Ironwater, and you sort of reach the outskirts of the village, and as you approach the village of Ironwater, the first thing that catches your attention is the eerie silence that seems to hang in the air. Normally, well, Lovac would be familiar with the sound, or perhaps not familiar with it in this particular village, as he just said he's not been there. But people going around their daily business and the clanging of metal against stone, because Lovac would have heard that Ironwater is known for the flow of trade from Caldern and Kazakh Var, because it's used as a transport route from Kazakh Var down the river into Kendif, which then distributes supplies to the wider parts of Creydor. They also forge sort of armors and and weapons and stuff there as well. So it's predominantly a mining town as well, though. So the hills to the eastern side are called the Iron Hills. So yeah, it would have been booming on a normal day, as you would imagine. But yeah, as you move closer, you see the number of the buildings have sort of been destroyed or burned to the ground. Those that remain standing have been sort of ransacked, with doors and windows smashed open, and the contents inside seem to be strewn across the sort of streets. And the air is a little bit thick with the acrid smell of smoke, and the stench of blood and death. And in the center of the village, you see several bodies still and unmoving.
Ugh.
And despite this devastation, though, you see several villagers moving about, tending to the wounded and sort of surveying the damage to some of the buildings and the shops, and they do seem to be moving with a sense of urgency and purpose, clearly focused on rebuilding and securing what remains, perhaps in fear of, something happening once again. And I'm assuming are you continuing to move closer to the village? Because this is just as you sort of get into the periphery of the village, you're starting to notice this with your perception.
I don't want to get too sucked into whatever's going on, but we're going to have to talk to someone to see if they've got any horses, right?
Yeah, I think we need to find out what's happening here as well from someone, because it could be...
Something on the route to Caldern could have done this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe this was a testing ground for the Brotherhood of White Flame or something, because from what I remember, they was planning to set off some sort of explosives down in Earthfield or Kuram, wherever the...
Oh, with that house?
Yeah.
Those guys with that hideout that we found?
Yeah, and if I remember rightly, they said that they caused damage further north before this, so I was thinking maybe it's them, maybe not.
It seems like a likely shout though, Drown.
Okay,
Is
so continuing.
Yeah.
Are there any
villages
structures
nearby?
like outside the main village?
Everything seems to be localized in a more town type fashion. It doesn't seem to be, other than the odd farm building or fishing hut closer to the shore.
Okay.
So, don't want a detour? Are you heading to the village?
I think so.
Happy
Okay,
to go.
I think we need to, yeah.
Yeah, the quicker we get in there and find out what it is, the quicker we can get to Khaldun. If anyone sees anyone though, maybe we should ask them what's going on. In case they look really, really evil wearing the...
If they beg us to do a side quest for them, we just reach out to someone else from the guild to do it for us, right?
Yeah.
Get Scum run down here.
So, as you enter the village and you see villagers moving around as mentioned, sort of picking up the pieces, surveying the damage, several villagers sort of look towards you approaching and suddenly scream out with horror as they run away further into the village, shouting and yelling, "We're under attack! They're back again! Help us, guards, guards!" As they head off towards the center of the town. What would you like to do?
Do you think when we came from one plane to the other that we got cloned and the clones of us came here before and attacked?
without sounding too crass, we all look like humans. I'm wondering if that was more guided towards Lovak. Lovak, do you have any trouble with your species here, with warring with Iron Water at all?
I wouldn't be surprised.
That makes a lot more sense than my idea.
We've been away for a while off this plane though. Has someone we've come across been taking our appearances or taking our clothes and just dressing like us?
So just for the benefit of Lovak, because he would know the sort of background of bugbears and goblins and stuff. Traditionally, in the region, you've attacked, or various clans have attacked vessels coming down the river, or parts of the mining colonies. But attacks on the villages are a little bit more rare. It does not say it doesn't happen, but it's a little bit more rare because of the risk of it, I guess. Where you've grown with that easier target mentality because so much trade goes down the river and the regions on the roads and stuff, which are easily accessible from the goblin ranges.
Well, it looks like we're in for a conversation with the guards either way. I'm just wondering whether it's worth either Lovak or Brodusson or Grizz even maybe sneaking off in case things do get a bit tight and we have a way of escape. If one of them can create a distraction or something, I don't know.
Yeah, or just go and find us some horses to escape on while the rest of us try and talk our way out of it.
Yeah.
I'll check out the farm and take a piss.
Brodusson, good.
Oh, Brodusson, yeah.
Great, so as you're... Yeah, go on.
I'll just look behind this tree then. So this. Back.
Okay, and as you do this, can you give me a when he comes back? Never mind. It'll be a little bit weird if I say it now without him coming back. So. But yeah, you seem to see a bit of disharmony in the villagers. Villagers have just started to run away from your presence.
Are there a lot of humans or humanoids, I guess, in the village? Or are they like mostly dwarves? Or
Do you want to give me a perception check?
I can. It's startled Drend a little bit as to why they're running away from us when surely we look no different to anyone else.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty shocked at it as well.
You, from your perception check, you see that predominantly consists of dwarves, but there are the odd humans, villagers as well, running away.
Yeah. This is strange. I'm expecting to see the guards as soon as we turn around the corner, chasing us. I think we better get to the stables as fast as we can and get out of here.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what's going on around here, but I don't think we've got the time for it, really.
I really want to do the next piece, but it's a little bit weird without Lovak being here.
Yeah.
And he's back. So moments later, as you see these villagers running away, you start to see a large group of heavily armed and armored dwarves heading in your direction. There's probably about 15 of them. And as they start to get a little bit closer, they shout, "Stop there! Aye! Put down your arms or we'll run you through!"
Come on.
As they start to wave out and surround you. Aye! Actually, Novak, do you want to give me a stealth check, please, with disadvantage because you've been spotted.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Fuck it. It's like, hey, stop there, hey! Some of the villagers have said there's a bugbear amongst you.
Bugbear? What's a bugbear?
I mean, Cathbad can look quite surly first thing in the morning, but he's had his breakfast now. Oh no, you didn't have breakfast, did you? Sorry.
No, but I'm just a humble druid. I don't even know what a bugbear is. We're with the guild, of course, and I start to get my pendant out.
And I am but a simple monk.
Do you want to give me a persuasion check?
My persuasion score's not great. Did that come through? No. Come on. Sorry. Oh, great. Worth the wait that.
Aye, you're a hairy bugger, but several villagers have just said there's a bugbear amongst you. They're not going to get it wrong after just what's happened here, so put down your arms.
What is your issue with bugbears? It seems that...
Can you not see the devastation? We've just been raided by them.
Ah.
But we're not bugbears.
I assume you're not judging all bugbears on the actions of some.
Well, we can't take any risks.
Oh, you're one of those type of dwarves.
Cancelled.
Yeah. That seems very narrow-minded of you.
I expected more from the people of this town.
I mean, I did say this was a dirty little backwater of a town, didn't I?
As they start to look at each other.
Wow.
What? We're not backwater.
Oh, you think we're bugbears? We're clearly not.
Yeah. I'm a simple monk.
Several of the villagers said. So, one of you must be a bugbear.
Well, they're
where's he
obviously in
hiding?
shock. They're in a state of shock, good sir.
Are you even sure you know what a bugbear looks like? Because, you know...
Now you're becoming insulting. This
People
doesn't
say
seem
that
like
to me
the
all the
conduct
time.
of a guild.
I'm a simple monk from a simple guild.
Do you not have the guild here?
Give me one more perception check with advantage, please, because that was pretty good.
Deception, you mean, yeah?
Oh, persuasion.
Deception. Yeah. That's
Deception?
sorry, yeah.
Or persuasion, obviously, yeah.
It depends what you're saying, yeah, but...
Yeah.
I can't deceive.
You can roll twice because I give you advantage.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey.
That's like the third time that's happened now. The same roll.
Yeah.
Same bad roll.
It's because you can't deceive.
Yeah.
Aye. I'd like
Face
to
is too
believe you,
honest.
but there's too many of the villagers said they saw a bugbear and they know what they're seeing. So if there's one of you amongst you now, you better come out before it causes more trouble than it's worth.
Well, that's not happening. We do have a bugbear amongst us, but given your discrimination against all bugbears, I think they're safer out of the way for now. If you wish us to leave, we will leave.
I will
He's
be
good
the
at-
judge of that.
He's good at hiding. We couldn't tell you where he's gone.
Yeah. If you could just allow us to go to our guild hall if we have one, we could
He's-
straighten this
he's
out
be-
properly.
He's probably doing charity work while we speak.
Teaching boys how to catch eels.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Okay. I don't know what to say to that.
People say that to me all the time as well.
Well, let's see him then. Where is he?
No, you don't get to see him while you're so heavily armed and threatening. How about we go to our guild and we can have a proper discussion?
We can signal for him once we think it's safe, right?
Well, put down your arms, and we shall escort you into town. But we promise if everything is good.
Who can we speak
Then
to
we'll
then?
let you
Who's in
go.
charge around? Who's in charge around here that we can speak to? Because we don't come here to raid villages. You know, we're
Or
the
be
ones
treated
that the
by
raiders are scared of. You know, we sort messes out. We don't cause them.
Aye,
So
well,
who's the leader here?
well, the guard, the town master, your guild master. Yeah, which one are you talking about?
Okay,
Let's
so
get the
there is a
town
guild
master and the guild master
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
They'll you know they'll know who we are.
Fantastic.
Right. All right. Well, come with us then. Put your arms down.
Okay.
You wouldn't deny a druid his his staff. What is it Gandalf says?
Aye. And your bugbear friend too.
Well,
Okay.
he's somewhere, but
I attempt to let out a signal and shout, Lovak, it's okay. You can come out now. What I really should have done was done a what's that thing? You know, to check if they're lying.
Oh.
No, that's what I
Yeah.
should have done. Too late though. So I shout to Lovak to come out if he can. It's up to him if he does.
I want to try and come like around them, kind of like maybe surprise them from behind, but not
I
attack.
love it. I love it.
I imagine you being like a cheeky bastard, like the Grinch or something. You know. Okay. So do you want to? So you're behind a tree right now, which is try and set the scene a little bit. So the tree on the entryway to this village does have buildings to the left and right, but there's a pathway going around it. So there's a lot of eyes focused on the group right now, of which you are just set behind. So if you try to run from one place to the next, unless there's a good distraction, it's going to be a hard sell.
Well, I'm pretty good at stealth, so I'll try it.
Okay, so do you want to give me a stealth check in the moment where sort of Drent has been and Cathbad and Grizz have been talking to the group, just to see if you took an opportunity to move during that time of distraction?
Yeah, 31.
So you managed to scuttle your way from behind this tree to a building whilst they were all completely focused on what Grizz, Cathbad and Drent had to say. So yeah, you've managed to worm your way around the building. The guards have closed in towards the group. So yeah, you're now behind the group that's circled towards the adventuring group.
I hear you're looking for a bugbear.
As they turn around, it's like, hey, there is one of them. Hey, put down your weapons.
I will. I would already halfway put them down. I was in the process of doing that, but yes, they're all on the ground now.
And then you just hear as the armor of these dwarves start to like plow around you, and yeah, they start to grab you and.
Careful with that.
Hey,
I point at my sword.
Come on then, let's get into the village. We'll find out what's happening here.
The guild hall, you said, yes?
Aye, we can go to the guild hall.
Thank you.
And as you're sort of walking towards the guild hall, and there's much more of a presence around Lovak. Where have you come from then?
Take one wild guess.
The Ranges! Aye. Knew you were part of them. He's guilty. See?
He's very complicated.
Who attacked? You got a name?
Aye. Not that I'm willing to tell you yet until we find out, but you probably know anyway. You're one of them.
There's many clans. We don't all act as one.
Aye.
Yeah, that's also a really prejudiced thing to say as well, just so you know, right? Thinking that all goblins and bugbears are the same, right?
A likely story that you all like to sell to yourselves. And yeah, he's coming across quite rude right now. As you see, as you're walking towards the guild hall, a lot of devastation around you. So it's probably an emotional response you're picking up from the general perception that you've got. So yeah, you start to make it into the town, and I don't have a map to go with this. So yeah, there's several streets, but the center of the village has a large well, and there are several large buildings off the front of this. So it seems to be the primary area for the stuff like the guild hall, one or two taverns, and city hall as well. And then you can see several other buildings start to stretch out towards the lake, and you can see like jetties and other stuff, where perhaps and the harbour obviously, where several vessels have stopped as well, and obviously the main route of the village into the village you can see now as you sort of join the main road. And yeah, as you sort of come into that sort of central square area, the guards that have taken you, whilst there's been one vocal person amongst them, none of them seem to hold any great authority. They seem to all be quite general in terms of the look of guards. And you approach the square, and a dwarf comes out. He's also dressed in heavy armor, and brandishing a weapon, but is slightly more decorated, as if a commander of the guard perhaps. And he comes out and is like, "Aye, what's going on here then?" And we just lost Grizz, so I'm going to switch screen a minute.
We have just entered your village looking for refuge and to refuel and restock before we go on to Khaldun. And your rude, non-polite, shall we say, guard here has acted in complete douchebaggery. And so I have asked if we can go to our guild hall, get filled up, and then we'll be on our way.
And he looks around, and he looks at you, and he's like, "Hey, well, you don't look like a threat." And is that the guild emblems I see around your necks?
It is.
Thankful for your presence here, but this... And he looks at Lovac. Rolled a 19. Great roll. Looks at Lovac. Aye. I know you. Aye. Stand down, men. You're Lovac.
Oh. That's my name.
You are the protector of Khaldun.
a bit confused. I am. Sure.
You stopped that goblin raid on Caldown.
Yes. Maybe a month or two ago.
Aye, I was there. I knew I recognised you. Aye, stand down, everyone. Aye. Off with you all. You're a disgrace. Off now. I know we've had heightened alert because of the raid, but that's no way to treat honoured guests. I'm sorry, Lovac. And I'm sorry to your party too.
It's nice
It's
to be
alright.
appreciated. I get my sword back.
Aye. Aye, give them all their weapons back. We might need it if we get attacked again. Aye, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
I'm Herdim Blackjaw.
Jim
Nice
Black.
to meet you.
Heard him.
Herdim. Aye. Blackjaw, because I got a bit of a bruise across my face. Seem to constantly have one.
A rather feisty lady you have, do you?
Aye. Well, I also like to fight with the men, so... Don't give what you can't take, eh?
Indeed.
That's the way I treat these men. And ladies in the militia. Well, not militia, in the guard.
Just
Militia have to be slightly softer with.
Just what's been going on here, Hendram? Like, this is weird. We came in, we saw smoke.
Haradim. It's Haradim.
Herodrim, sorry.
Haradim.
Did you
Adam.
hear him?
Herodrim?
Aye,
I heard
aye,
it.
that's it. You got it.
Sorry. I'm not great with these East Creydor dialects, sorry. What's been going on here?
Well, we, as you can probably see from around here, we had just recently been raided by a band of bugbears and goblins.
Bugbears and goblins working together. Lovac? That doesn't sound right, does it?
And the
So
goblins
bugbears-
work for the bugbears, don't they?
Oh, I thought the bugbears were like, I don't know, killed the goblins and kept them in line.
I thought they enslaved them and stuff, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, there's a ranking system, yeah, and the goblins are right down the bottom.
If you remember when we were in the cave, you know, with Mosul and everything,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, with that guy that kept calling Lovac a puppy.
Yeah.
Aye. They've never been a major threat. They've sometimes, targeted the mines and the riverways, which we tend to patrol, but aye, coming so close to town and coming in such numbers, it's very unusual.
Was there any guild members here that helped defend the town?
Alas, some of the guild members were drawn to Kindiff.
Do you know
Urgent
what happened?
business.
Do you know what happened there?
Nay, we've literally just sent some people, some scouts to go send word, some messengers.
You send scouts, as in like Boy Scouts.
It was a misphrase. I sent.
Oh,
was-
you mean like
I sent
people to look
messengers.
out? Oh, right,
Aye.
okay.
Aye. Not boys. I mean, who do you think we are?
I don't know. I think everything around you seems really odd right now. Like you say, this is stuff that doesn't normally happen. They're raiding, deeper into the town than normal. And do you have any idea what it would be that they would be? What do they want? Why are they coming to you?
Aye, it was perhaps this isn't the place to talk. Let's head into the let's head into the guild hall. It's probably the better place. It'll be a little bit more private.
Is there a master of the guild hall there, or are they at
Aye,
Kendip as well?
Lotus Hardgut should be there.
Okay.
Sorry, could you say that again, please, Mike? Lotus.
Lotus
Lotus.
Hardgut.
I mean, we should probably have a quick chat with him, but I don't know. I'm not sure what else we can help with here, but let's go see him anyway. That's my thinking.
Yeah, at least resupply, right?
Maybe I'll have some potions.
That would be nice.
Aye, let us head in, and you head into a mix of brick and wooden rafter building. It's got the typical guild sign hanging off the front of the building. And yeah, you head in. It's not a large one. It's not a large village. It's a trade hub, but it's not huge in terms of population. So there's obviously a very focused industry here, if that makes sense, as opposed to a large population. So yeah, you head in, and you see a dwarf. Just make sure I get this one right. Yeah. You see a stocky dwarf, bit muscular, but with a thick beard that reaches down to his chest. He's wearing a suit of armor made with the finest steel, and it's emblazoned with the guild emblem, and seems to have a battle axe and shield as though a fighter. It's just they're washing some blood away from his armor. Aye. Hello there. Are you the new lot?
We're not that new anymore, are we?
No, we're medium.
Do you still count as new when you've been to a different material plane?
A what now?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this Lotus?
It's what a lotus. Oh, my name! Aye. Aye, Lotus. Aye.
Cool.
Lotus. Not Lotus. Okay? I don't know if you've met Scomron yet, but he likes to make jokes around the ass. All the bloody time. And I hate it.
Would you like a lock of his hair? That was the joke he played on us.
Yeah, I still have his hair, though.
You fell for that one too.
We did.
Oh, he's such a joker, isn't he? I hate him.
We have some, I suppose it's now to do it. We have some gold for the guild coffers. I don't know if you want to do that now or whether we should give you a briefing of what's gone on. We have quite a few.
Can I wash the blood off myself before we worry about guild tithes and taxes?
I suppose. But only if you're quick.
Do you think I really care that much? as he's still there washing stuff off. It was a bit of a bloody battle.
Oh, was it recent then? I thought it was yesterday.
Aye, it was yesterday, but there were some lingering ones hiding. We managed to capture one or two of them as well.
Oh.
Novak, can you interrogate them?
Be my pleasure.
You get to see the great Lovak in action as an interrogator.
Do you know how to interrogate goblins, Lovak?
Oh, yes. I used to be a bounty hunter.
Nice. And a pleasure to meet you, by the way. It was my letter that sent you to the guild.
Oh, this. I rummage around. Still
Aye.
got that.
Your deeds in Calder in that day were heroic.
Yeah,
It's an honour.
I was pissed off that day.
Hey, well, I'm glad you were pissed off with them and not with us, otherwise it would have been a far bloodier battle, that's for sure. Come on, come have some ale. Who would like an ale? Sorry, I'm just so caught up on the blood on my armour. I like to keep it clean. I'm a bit of an OCD freak. Come on, but let me get you some ale as I continue to wash this off. Maybe if I have a beer, I won't give a shit. Come on,
I can respect somebody who likes to keep their armor clean. Reminds me of somebody I used to know.
I'll spit on his armor. Wipe.
Aye. Hey, you stick around more often, Lovak. Normally I'd be offended if someone spat on my armour, but nah, I knew you meant good. See, that's Scomron rubbing off on me, that is. Come on.
Where is Scomron?
Scomron's in Kendiff. I'm just waiting to hear what's happened.
Was in Kendiff.
I thought he said he was off investigating somewhere, yeah.
I think he just didn't say where he was because he didn't want us to follow.
He was off investigating? Investigating what?
Well, let's start at the beginning and we'll get to that bit. Have another ale. It's going to be a long one.
Have you got a campfire?
We got this log fire that's raging. Figured
perfect.
A few of the villagers might want to come in and get some heat later on.
Yeah, for now we need some privacy, I think, if we're going to explain these things to you.
Well, we'll do this. It's just us and the... Oh, shit. What did I call him? The village...
Lotas Hardgut. Or the other guy.
No, the other guy.
Hedrim Blackjaw.
Hedrim Blackjaw. Thank you. Hedrim Blackjaw. Guard Commander. There you go. Cool. Yeah, I suppose just let's all have a beer for now. I know Hedrim's had a bit of a headache this last 24 hours as well, and then there'll be time for us to talk together as a group. So tell me all about it then, as he passes you all from this huge barrel of ale, just starts to pour some glasses and hands them out to you all one by one.
Would anybody like to take the honours?
Low vaccines is where we're at, right?
I'll take one, yes.
I meant tell them about the Mozor, the cave, the elemental earth plane, the god we saved.
As his eyebrows raise.
We'll get there, I'm sure. Anybody else?
Hang on. Are you making an elaborate story here? I mean, I've been around Creydor for a long time in the Adventures Guild, and you've already just said dragon, cave, plane of earth?
Yep.
What sort of wild adventures have you been on, and how do I get some of that action?
Wow.
I'm
If
stuck
you
in
ask
this
Scum run
bloody
nicely.
place.
I wouldn't say that too lightly, my friend. We've been cursed and almost killed a number of times. We've been through a lot in the short space of time.
Well, you're alive, are you not?
Well, you know, we've got a certain set of skills between us.
And we've all grown as people as well.
Aye. Well, personal growth is important.
Yeah. Especially bonding over fishing.
I mean, I've learned to fish myself, being so close to the lake. I know a great way to catch an eel. There's this technique where you have to really usher them in, and then you just wait till the right moment, and snap at them. Aye.
Oh, the Swayze.
Aye. Sweezy?
Sorry, it's Goblin.
Aye, I see. Aye. I'll take your word for it. Perhaps you can show me your technique, Lovak, and I'll show you mine.
Anytime.
Great. Did you bring any eel with you?
No, I think we ate one this morning.
Aye. Alright.
Lots of berries, though, I think. Is that right, Grizz?
I don't think we want to give our new guild compatriot the berries.
Only with some very clear instructions.
Yeah.
Aye, you picked up some of those iron berries, do you?
Yeah.
Is that what you call them?
Aye. The little reddish ones down by the lake. Aye. You have to warn all the children around here not to go eat them.
They look delicious.
Aye, they look juicy, but they're so bad. Too much iron. Anyway, so tell me more about yourselves. Your adventures. Where have you been? What have you done? What has happened? What's brought you here?
You
They,
actually want us to tell him
Where to
everything.
begin? Let's just say that we're on the.
You can quickly recap here. We can spin a story. That's fine.
We're on the hunt for someone called the Black Worm and his band of not so merry men.
The Black Worm.
That's just part of the story.
We saved 4 from imprisonment. He gave us some toys.
I set off a big explosion.
An explosion.
Yeah. Boom. Bippity boppity boo boo went.
We lost our wizard friend as well. She was kidnapped.
How do you create an explosion? A kidnap? A what? Like, you're throwing so much at me. How long have you been with the guild for?
I don't actually know.
Novak, I gave you the letter about
Feels like
2 months ago.
It's about 2 months, right?
You've done more than I've done in 5 years.
Thing is as well, Broderson didn't join us straight away either.
Who's brought it? Oh,
Oh,
this.
can he get his amulet?
Long road
He doesn't
already.
have one yet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He hasn't got an
Ezra
amulet.
had one, didn't he? And he walked off with it.
Aye, we'll sort that out.
Yeah, things happened.
And he picks his amulet up and is like, has yours started glowing red?
Wasn't yellow.
Wait, has yours started glowing yellow? Thanks, Trent.
Yes, it has.
Aye. Suddenly happened, but like a day ago.
Oh, that's from us. That's the god we saved.
Oh,
The god?
Yeah. That was all Drent's work. Drent did that.
And you know how they say never meet your heroes? That's wrong. Meet them if you can.
He was
Drent.
pretty. Yeah, he was a good guy.
Trent. The Dragon Slayer.
Indeed.
Aye.
But
It's
gets
not
Heard
around.
this one.
It is all of us. It's a team effort.
Aye. I started writing songs about you, Drent the Dragon Slayer. Did you know this?
I did not. I'll have to hear one of them.
Aye, let's get a couple of ales in us, and I'll recant you this song. Aye, it'll come back to me. But aye, it seems to be going around. It's top of the Creydor charts at the minute.
Oh, nice. Well, tell them the next one is God Saver.
The God Save, aye, that's one up, isn't it? Aye.
I think that's the top though. I don't think you can get better than that. Maybe the Born Necessities.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, and Brodus cooked some eel as well. That's part of the story, I think.
Several times.
Yeah.
And some mushrooms.
Pockmoss.
Cockmats.
What did you call me?
Hmm.
I tell you what, it's refreshing to have you here. The village is on a bit of edge at the minute, and I was almost reluctant to wipe the blood off my armour until you arrived, for fear that probably might happen again.
Maybe if they're coming from the Goblin Ranges, there's half a chance we can look into it while we're up there. I think that's probably our next port of call anyway.
Yeah.
And as you're talking, you just hear as from one of the rooms nearby, you just hear a screaming goblin.
Hey,
You filthy dwarves! Filthy dwarves!
do you mind if I pay our friends a visit?
Yeah, I think they're playing your song right now, Lovek, right?
I think so.
He just looks at you. Lotus looks at you and just like, crack on, my bugbear friend.
Since your axe is already bloody, do you mind? Take the...
Can I come and play good cop, Lovek?
Of course.
Chris, find out their names. Find out the boss's name.
Okay.
Aye.
Take the battle axe.
Just remember to adhere to the Kendiff Convention, alright?
What's that?
Only allowed to chop off fingers and toes. And the neck when you really need to, alright? No other brutal antics.
We'll do this the bugbear way.
As he looks at Hedrim, perhaps now it's time for you to go and let the guild matters be the guild matters. Know that your town is safe now. And he looks over to all of you. If we come under attack again, you'll help the town, yes?
Of course.
Yeah.
There
We'll
you
do
go,
what we can.
Hedrim. How about that? I'll probably save many of your militia. Do you see these? They've slayed dragons. They've freed gods. As Hedrim looks over, like, aye, alright. Hey, thanks for the ale. I'll head off now then.
As
Pleasure.
he does it, I'd like to just have a little use minor illusion to have a little halo appear above my head. Just so as Hedron turns to look at us, he sees it. Yeah, that's why I'm build up the bullshit.
And you see his eyes light up like. Oh, he's like
And I
shaking
wink
with
and
like.
just go.
It's gone from like a seriousness to like excitement, like a child as he sort of scuttles off, like can't wait to tell his friends. Broderson, hilarious. I saw that.
Big one for the
Okay,
recording.
that's one for the the dog highlight reels. So, so as the rest of you continue to talk to Lotus, Grizz and Lovak head off to the Goblin Chamber.
So, do you say there's 2 prisoners?
There is 2, yes.
Cool.
And Lotus says, we haven't killed them yet. Thought they might give us some information about where they're raiding from.
Cool.
Seems a bit unusual for them to raid this far without having a camp nearby. I mean, Lovak, you can probably see you're more of their kin. You probably understand their ways better than I do, but we were perhaps thinking about an assault raid back on their camps just to push them back.
Makes sense. Okay, we'll enter the prison area. And in Goblin, say clan name.
And you're just met by a sort of a look of what are you doing here?
What's your clan name?
I don't have a clan name.
Okay.
Then the
I'll
Kendiff convention doesn't apply to you, then, does it?
I'll throw the battle axe right at him. His arm. Aiming for his arm.
Do you wanna roll a?
I haven't got a battle axe.
Oh, you haven't got one. No, didn't.
I thought you took the battle axe. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean to roll. So just do a d20.
Oh, just do a d20 with your
Yeah.
plus whatever advantage. Just roll to hit, yeah. Or a slash. Shit.
It's a 7 plus, like, what should I add on? Dex. So it'd
Yeah.
be strength action, but battle axe.
Yeah. So what did you roll?
So with strength, it'd be 8.
8. So as you throw it, it just slices off to the right and just like still scared and terrified at this point. What do you want to know?
What's your clan name? Who are you working for?
Can you give me an intimidation check whilst you're doing this, please?
19.
Nice.
They'll kill me if I tell you.
I'll kill you if you don't.
The Furies.
Furies. That sounds familiar. Shit. Yes. You lie. Can I do a insight?
Inside check.
7.
You don't see him appearing to be lying.
Who's your leader?
Why should I tell you?
I'm a Fury. And I expose my brand.
You're too small to be a Fury. I mean, I didn't mean to say that. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I can't help run my mouth sometimes.
Not sure what you said then, so I think it broke up.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's probably because I had my hands over my mouth. Hand. Yeah, I have a tendency to run my mouth, but yeah, sorry, didn't mean to say that you were a wimpy-looking bugbear.
Is Grupan still lead?
Group who? Groupon?
Grupan.
Groupan? No. Gak.
Are they telling you what you want to hear, Lovak?
Sounds like a music shop. Yeah. Guitar, amps and keyboards. I'm a bit startled because the Furies was my clan.
Okay. Don't know what you want me to say.
This can't be right.
But the Furies didn't raid dwarves? You're not really part of the Furies, are you? You don't seem like the normal bugbears. You're a lot nicer.
You keep talking.
Huh?
You gonna keep talking?
Talking about what? What do you want to know? You gonna let me go?
I'm gonna brandish my short sword.
Ooh.
Yes, the Sun Fury. And try and chop his arm off.
Calling you nice was not.
19.
And as you do this, in this moment of like he doesn't seem to think of you as an authority figure, you slice his arm off and he just lets out this vicious scream. Ah! Grupan! Yes, it's Grupan! Yes, Grupan!
Lovak, is that a bit soon to be cutting off the goblin's arm?
This is the way.
I look over the goblin, and obviously, because I don't speak goblin, but I speak common, and hopefully they do, right? I suggest you tell Lovak exactly what he wants to hear now.
Grupan!
Talk through the pain.
I said Grupan! Why didn't you understand Grupan? As the rest of you in the other room just hear these violent screams just echo through the chambers.
Where's the camp held?
In the Iron Hills. Ugh.
The Iron Hills.
And in this moment we'll flip back over to the other group as you seem to have got some decent information there, as the rest of you are drinking ale are disrupted by these horrendous screams coming from the other room. So Drent, Brodesson and Cathbad.
Yeah, I'm just kind of staring up into the distance quietly and trying to pretend that they're not happening. Yeah, nice guild halls you've got here.
Aye. I tell you what, this seems like the time to sing that song of yours, isn't it, Trent? I've remembered how it goes.
Go for
Aye.
it.
So let's get our ales together, aye. And in the land of dragons where the flames went bright, there was a hero, a fearless knight. His name was Drent, a legend we sing. With his sword in hand he faced a dragon king. Drent, 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 a hero of might. His bravery shone in the dragon's flight. With a fierce battle cry he faced his foe. Drent, Drent, Drent struck the final blow. Ah, Drent.
Hey! And Grant starts cheering and clattering his beer.
Have you considered a change of career there, Guildmaster? Sorry, blanked on your name then. Hardwind? Is that the other one?
Lotus. Hard good.
Lotus. Lotus, yeah, Lotus.
Lotus, not Lotus.
Lotus. Lotus.
Oh, even more exotic. I like this.
Yeah. Yes. Have you considered a change of career?
Oh, why? You think I can get away with a life as a bard rather than a fighter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Aye. Shame I can't play an instrument other than my sword.
Well, that's sort of a percussion instrument, right?
Aye. Almost like a triangle. Could just ping it every now and then, couldn't I?
If you have a metal helmet, it would be something to ping it on.
So I am still in the other room. I just poked my head out because I heard the singing.
I have another 3 verses, Drent, which you can hear another time if you like.
Ah, fantastic. Let
The
me
song
hear
is
them when the others get back.
Fantastic. Aye. Well, let's have a couple more beers and celebrate the night. It's nice to
Sounds
have
good
you
to
here,
me.
and feel free to rest here this evening. And we got the supply stores here for your journeys onwards, whatever you decide to be doing next.
Do you have any arms or armor here as well?
Aye, the blacksmith's fine craftsman's here, so.
I'm
Aye.
off there in the morning.
There's because we're so close to Kendif too, some of the armor is imbued with magic and weapons.
Fantastic.
But costs a pretty penny.
We have so much gold, you won't believe it.
Oh aye. Well, let's just see how much of that comes to the guild. But I tell you what, if you see a fine deal and you don't have enough money, well, hey, I'll look after you. What is honor amongst friends, right?
Okay. +3 swords, shields, armor, bows, daggers, everything on the guild.
Well, you have a lot of money by the sounds of it. Aye, can I get some of that too?
Hey, of course you can.
Aye, excellent. Well, aye, we can be merry tonight and explore whatever you need to do tomorrow. And as you just finished to say now, like a messenger comes rushing through the door, and it's God, am I the right one? Yeah. Yes. It's. Aye, Creydor, is everything alright? Aye. And it's another dwarf who's like literally just come bashing through the doors out of breath, and sort of wearing sort of long brown hair. The beard is sort of braided and kind of neatly trimmed as well, and wearing chainmail armor, and comes bashing through the door. She's like, "Hey, bringing news from Kendif. Aye, there was an explosion. They destroyed the Temple of Bor.
Oh no.
Aye, They waited till the morning prayers, and absolute devastation. The explosion took out several buildings nearby as well. Aye. I come straight away to tell you, while the rest of them are figuring out the plan of action.
That's not good.
Do we think the White Brotherhood are behind this, the White Flame?
I think that's almost a guarantee at this point.
I do not know. I was on the road as I got a message, so I wasn't far from the village anyway.
Everything else seems to be them.
I just thought I should let you know. As he's out of breath, and with that, with a goblin being tortured, news of sinister events in Kendif, we shall end tonight's session there, as we've also been merrily serenaded with Drent's new dragon slaying tale.
Yes.
So we'll end that there. Sorry, we are 10 minutes over again. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed tonight's session, and obviously thank you all for joining, and thank you everybody at home for watching our session tonight. If you do like what you've seen, all our videos are available on our Twitch and YouTube channels, and yeah, while you're there, please do hit that subscribe button, and we'll be streaming again in 2 weeks time. So just want to thank you all again for watching, thank everybody here for joining tonight, and yeah, we'll catch you again soon.
Cheers.
Right.
Ciao ciao.
See ya.